Oh, it's a good question. My name is Jake Bruin, and I am a senior film major.
All right, so tell me why you're here.
All the audio for my thesis film, gone. Just gone. I don't know what happened to it. I had to act and direct my film. So a lot of this whole responsibility or whatever kind of just was going over my head. There was a lot of other things I had to focus on that a lot of other directors wouldn't have to focus on, such as being a good actor as well. I don't know what the person who was doing audio was doing. I don't know if it was after that or if it was during that process, and I don't know if it was on anybody else who was holding on to the audio files. I don't know whose fault it is. I'm not gonna lie, but somewhere at some point something got lost in translation and the audio files just gone. The reason why my film is important is because it's my senior thesis film. It's the film that I'm supposed to graduate on. Kind of needs to be good at some point, you know, to an extent. The film is called Untouchable. My film is about, well, it's based off a true story. I'm a huge music fan, specifically from the 80s. So my senior thesis film is roughly based off of an event from the career of a band called Motley Crue. It's about the lead singer has a drinking problem and, spoiler alert, kills his best friend while drunk driving. Going forward with this film, now losing all the audio, there's technically two solutions. Well, there's technically three solutions. So the third option is I just say fuck it and I drop out of college, which, trust me, that has crossed my mind multiple times, but not gonna happen. Too much money invested. So the other option is, and I have a rough cut of the film with camera audio, but that's gonna sound like absolute putrid dog shit once you put it over good speakers, especially if we're gonna do it at Turnage Theater in Washington, North Carolina. That's where we're gonna screen our films. That's gonna sound like putrid dog shit, especially compared to people like other people in our major who hired a professional sound person, which I'm kicking myself for not doing. The only option that I really have to both graduate and have a good looking sounding whatever film would be to go into a process called ADR. And just hearing those three letters uttered as a process of this film makes me want to hang myself. But what basically you have to do is you have to get all your actors back. You throw them in some little soundproof room with a professional microphone and a pretty much final cut of your film, and they have to voice over all of their acting, basically re-acting their parts with their voices. They have to become voice actors, me included. So that's not gonna be fun in the slightest, especially trying to get all those people together again. How do I cope with my stress? Well, I could give you the true and honest answer would be masturbation, but you probably can't throw any B-roll of that over this. So a lot of my time will be devoted to, probably more time than I should be doing, but a lot of it will be devoted to me playing my guitar in my room, just shredding on that thing. Even if it's not good, it's more aggression getting out. Another thing that I would do, though, every Wednesday I would allow myself one night where I can get absolutely shit-faced and sing. And they do karaoke nights on Wednesdays in Greenville, downtown, 2 different locations. And I will hop over to each location on Wednesday night after a few shots of whiskey, and I would just go down there and I'd belt out my talent, the only thing I really actually am good at. And then by the end of the night, I'll be just sloppy drunk, call the Uber, go home, and face the consequences the next day, pounding in my head. But it's all worth it, because it gets me out of this ball of stress that I'm rolling around in. How do I balance all of my assignments? Well, I don't normally do a lot of the work. That's how hard it gets, is there's only so much time that I can show up to class, prioritize certain things, going to work on campus at the radio station for 3 hours almost every day of the week, and I know it doesn't sound like much, but with all the other classes tacked onto it, it just bears down on you. Run. Turn and run. If I was to give actual advice to anybody who's doing film in general, have a handle on every aspect. Make sure that those people that you have on set have everything done properly and they're getting the thing done right. All right, let me put it in perspective then. You can add this if you want. I have until like April 20th, less than a month, to get all my actors involved with ADR to re-record a bunch of audio while also simultaneously trying to build the soundtrack to my film. It's gonna be hell. It's gonna put me through just my fucking dick through the dirt. And hopefully, I have something to turn in.